From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Kent's Meats and Grocery is much more than a grocery store. We carry a full line of quality meats, local and organic vegetables, and a large variety of fish, Green Mountain Smart Control pellet grills, and a full deli case of sandwiches and side dishes.
Well, as expected, it turned out to be a hot Saturday, and you know what? We've got more of the same here for today. When I say hot Saturday, that's for almost everyone. We can't forget about our friends out on the coast where they're typically a lot cooler, but it was warmer there too. You got in the mid-60s with more sunshine yesterday afternoon. You can see more of the same here for today, but we do expect a slight cooling trend. Not that noticeable to begin with this upcoming week, but by the end of next week, temperatures will be closer to, if not even below normal in some cases. Now, we still have the excessive heat warning through 11 o'clock tonight for the valley. Now, where you see Trinity County and this whole area right here, that heat advisory will expire tonight on Sunday as well, tonight at 11 o'clock. But for Siskiyou and Modoc, this is in effect through Wednesday. Quite honestly, there's a chance the Weather Service may allow that to expire sooner than that. We'll certainly be on the lookout for that. But bottom line, it's still going to be hot even into at least the beginning of next week. Your North Coast forecast for today up to the mid-60s this afternoon, and I do expect about 104 in the Hoopa area. 110 for Redding, 106 for Red Bluff, Chico about 106 degrees. And for the mountains, yeah, still pretty hot in Trinity County with about 104, but out in Siskiyou County, temperature about 100 degrees for Wairika, Mount Shasta City about 98. And for the eastern mountains, mid to upper 90s. Although places like Paradise, you could get up to about 100 degrees, and that could be the case for Quincy as well, as a matter of fact. But what we're seeing here is this ridge of high pressure in place, and that's responsible for the heat. But if you notice too, if you had to watch closely, maybe we'll get that loop in here again. There it is, in eastern Siskiyou County and northern Lassen and extreme southern Modoc County, got to see a little bit of activity out there as well. It didn't last for very long. Your eyes weren't deceiving you when you looked off into the mountains and saw those big puffy cumulus clouds. And Futurecast tends to have a hard time really picking up on that because it's not very organized and it lasts for such a short period of time. You just have these little areas of just enough convection and moisture to produce some of those showers. It didn't see any lightning strikes, but there may have been a few rumbles of thunder with those yesterday. But Futurecast is picking up on a few clouds in these areas, so not out of the question for a pop-up shower over the next few days, but I wouldn't count on it. And then Tuesday looks like a little bit more in the way of some of those organized cumulus clouds developing in the afternoon. Could see a little bit more convection again for Tuesday, something worth watching. But here's the heat. The heat is actually slowly diving southward. So that's the reason why I expect our temperatures to drop slightly going into Monday, Tuesday. This is going into next Wednesday. But you see this right here, and in particular this right here, this will be diving southward. And what's beautiful about this is the fact that it's cooler air. And that's going to be moving in closer to us for the end of the week and into this upcoming weekend. Now, this is when I'm talking about the potential for temperatures maybe even dropping below normal. Now, this is nothing terribly strong by any stretch of the imagination. But the key here is this, is that this is pushing the heat that's over us now down to our south. And we get to see cooler temperatures as a result. And in fact, the temperature outlook has us the next 6 to 10 days. So as we get to the end of this week, near normal. You got to love that, right? And then look at this. We go even beyond that, going out over the next 8 to 14 days. Now, again, keep in mind, this can change. A lot happens between now and 14 days from now, but still within that near normal category. So at least this heat wave we're experiencing now, it's not going to last forever. We're going to get through this, and we're going to get through the end of the week when we start getting much more comfortable temperatures, but not necessarily today. All right, let's get through this together, right? Under 10 degrees for Redding, 106 for Red Bluff, as well as Chico and Willows, mid-90s for places like Bernie. There you can see up in Alturas, about 94, 91 for Aden. Off to the west, Trinity County, you tend to be a bit warmer. It's about 104 degrees for Weaverville and Hayfork, 104 in Hoopa. But yeah, there it is for the coast, mid-60s, no big surprises there. And Garberville, a high of about 101 degrees. So let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. And what we're seeing here, I'm going to kind of get out of the way here so you can see this. Temperatures will be in the upper 90s for Mount Shasta today. Now, there you can see temperatures dropping slightly. Low 90s by Thursday, upper 80s by Friday, and even cooler on Saturday, the high of 86. Now, we're going to notice that same trend. Now notice though, look at Alturas. See how we get down to 90 on Tuesday and 4th of July, then back up a little bit before we drop again. So there's going to be a little variation in there come around midweek. But really overall, when we look at the overall trend, it is dropping slowly. And it's not going to be much of a drop for Monday, Tuesday, but it'll be much more noticeable by the end of next week. Reading, for example, 110 degrees for your Sunday. But by Saturday, we're down to 94. And even Weaverville dropping below 100 degrees by next Tuesday, and of course for the coast, in the low 60s starting Wednesday, and pretty much keeping that way going into next weekend.